in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Drop Zone, brought to you by our partners here at Doobie. And once again, you have your boys with you, Anthony Young and Jeff Walsh. How you doing today, brother?
Doing good. NBA free agency is here. Um, Very excited, very good news. So I'm gonna be giving you guys up to date news and anything that happens while we're live. Um, and of course, as always, some stupidity in the world of sports that doesn't end. But other than that, I'm doing good. How are you, Tony?
Like I said, trying not to melt.
Mm,
It's exceptionally warm out here today. But yeah, I can't. I mean, this is supposed to be free agency. I don't remember the NBA having this many trades during free agency before. This is ridiculous.
yeah, this is crazy. A lot of teams are trying to shake up uh, the landscape of their team and like how it's all structured. Uh, and this is the end result, I guess.
And then I also have a rant today.
When don't we?
I mean, this one, and it's kind of funny because I mean, it's from a sport that neither one of us pretty much follows. But since we are a sports podcast and it's been one of the hottest topics that's been, being discussed about as of late, I feel I just need to jump in on this one.
All right, that's on me. Another rant. I'm fine with.
Oh, I know you're fine with it. You love it when I have a rant.
Oh yeah, we love it when each other have a rant. So, um, we're gonna hop right into the free agency news. This is something that happened just 13 minutes ago from Shams. The Memphis Grizzlies are trading forward Santi Aldama to the Dallas Mavericks for AJ Johnson, a projected 2030 Warriors first round pick, and 2 future second round picks. Um, Not a lot there, but the Mavericks get another kind of center forward, whatever you want to call it, Aldama, uh, to pair with Cooper Flag, and it'll be a good bench piece for sure for them.
Um, yeah, I really don't have any much to say about this one because it literally just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Not that long ago. So I really wasn't prepared for that one. But Memphis is just doing a rehaul of their team. So they already traded John Morant, which we'll discuss later, and now this one. So yeah, they're pretty much looking to rebuild from scratch again.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't blame them. Just overhaul and get all the picks that you can out of what you have. But the big one that has happened today, Jaylen Brown is officially on the move out of Boston. This happened less than an hour ago. The Boston Celtics have agreed to trade Jaylen Brown to the Sixers for Paul George, 2 first round picks, and 2 second round picks. Now, I woke up and I saw that across my feed, and I was like, whoa. I was like, the Celtics kind of gotten a haul for Jaylen Brown. That's not the haul I expected. Paul George and 2 firsts and 2 seconds? I thought there was going to be a lot more out of Jaylen Brown than this. I mean, KG we know was like not anything too crazy. I mean, he's entering the later stages of his career with a bunch of injuries that has happened to him. So I don't know. I just think Boston was really trying to get anything out of Jalen Brown as of what they could. They knew that they had to trade him. Um, so they were left with no choice. Uh, but if you think about him, Brown on the Sixers is actually kind of pretty good. The party connected there really. You got now Brown, and Embiid. So there's a big three there. Embiid got to stay healthy, but that's a good strong core there. I guess we'll see what the Sixers do to build around them, but yeah, I mean I knew that Jalen Brown was going to get traded, but the Sixers was not on my list of places I thought that he was going to go to.
Yeah, I kind of think the Celtics went into panic mode once they lost getting Giannis. I think they just started to just try to find something else compatible, especially with Brown's huge contract. This one, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like this trade for Brown. For the simple fact is, he's going to a team where you have a center that can't stay healthy. He's usually out majority of the time, and that's going to leave just him and Tyrone Maxey to try to basically, hold hold the load for that team. And yeah, I know Brown could do it because he did it, this past season while Tatum was out recovering from his Achilles. But that was a different team. That Boston team, had a little bit more help than what the Sixers team has. So yeah, like I said, I'm not loving this trade, especially for Brown. It's just like I said, it just seems like Boston went into a panic mode once they found out Giannis was traded to Miami.
Yeah, I mean once player hears himself in a trade talk, um, and they don't get traded, it really does leave a sour taste in their mouth, and it's like, all right, you don't really want me here. So they were again, they were kind of desperate. Um, I don't know, to me, I think you could have definitely gotten more out of him. Um, I think Brown is definitely worth more than Paul George and two firsts and 2 seconds. Um, yeah, I mean, I agree with you on the situation isn't the absolute best. But with what teams were out there probably shopping him, this might be the best option for him because I don't know, like obviously what teams were shopping for him or like what every trade package was, but I mean, again, as long as Embiid is healthy for a little bit, it'll be it'll be an interesting team to watch. But yeah, they're losing their bench depth and their kind of starting lineup depth as well because Oubre just recently signed with the Pacers, I think, and then they lost Quentin Grimes to the Lakers. So they're losing some pieces to their team. So, um, but yeah, that was a trade for each side that I don't know really if they thought it out that much, or again, I just think that the Boston Celtics just wanted to get rid of Brown and just let the drama be over with him. Probably is what I'm gonna guess is what they wanted.
It's like I said, once they lost, in Giannis, they basically just went into panic mode. Because I think if they just would have took their time and actually put together a better package, the shop Brown, they could have gotten something a lot better than what they got from Philadelphia. Because I agree, they could have gotten a lot more than just a Paul George, a first rounder, and what was it, a second rounder? You said.
It was Paul George, 2 firsts and 2 seconds.
Yeah, they probably could have gotten a little bit something a little bit better. Um, but yeah, like I said, it just seems like they was in a panic mode, and they just thought, okay, we just lost Giannis. All these other trades are happening. All right, let's just get rid of them while we can.
Yeah, and I mean, Paul, again, he's entering his later stages of his career, but I'll be honest, he played a lot better for the Sixers in the playoffs against Boston than I really expected him to. He actually kind of just held like he did good. I don't think he had a game under 15 points, so he's got to stay healthy. But for both sides, I think it was just wanting to just kind of end any drama or saga that could have just continued on more, just longer and longer. Now this is actually kind of I didn't expect this move. Tobias Harris has agreed to a 2-year, $31 million deal with San Antonio Spurs. Uh, another veteran guy that wouldn't allow or the Knicks to come back down 30 and down another point total to them twice. And like Harris is just a great all around player, and he's just a great veteran leader. And I think this is I think people are going to skip on this pickup, but I think this is going to be one of the better pickups in free agency because this is a veteran guy that they needed on the team last year that wouldn't have allowed the collapse of losing those final games to you guys, in my opinion.
Yeah, this was a good signing for them, but I still feel that even with Harrison Barnes, if he would have been on that team this past season, that the way the coach they was coaching this Spurs teams in late fourth quarter, I still believe that it still would have happened. Because if you think about it, Wembanyama just ran out of gas because he was playing too many minutes. The only actual bright spot they had was Castle, who's the only one who actually was still producing late in the game. Everybody else just was just out of gas or making dumb decisions. De'Aaron Fox. So, and I see what you're saying with Barnes. They would have had that veteran presence.
Tobias Harris,
But
I'm talking about.
yeah, Tobias Harris. But he still wouldn't have. He's not the point guard.
Yeah, but sometimes you just need a player to just go nuts in a timeout. And I didn't feel like they had any of that on the team. Like Harris is not afraid to get into players' face and be like, listen, like, what are you guys doing? Like, just settle in, relax. Like, it's a player that you could put on the court, and I don't think it would affect like their performance on the court, in my opinion. Like, you can't, like, you're not going to take him out, and your teams are going to get worse. I think it's only going to get better. I mean, I guess we'll see. I mean, that's what I saw on the Pistons this past year. Cade is a great leader as well, but I mean, again, it could give Victor, a little bit of a insight of how to be a leader, and um, yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I think this signing is really good because I watched more Pistons games than normal, and I saw that out of Harris a lot of times to just let the young Pistons team know when they were slacking off and fucking up. So, um, again, as I was saying, the Kelly Oubre has signed a 2-year, $17 million deal with the Pacers. So again, Philly loses one. They trade for Jaylen Brown, but again, they're still missing some of their bench depth and part of the starting lineup as well. I don't really have anything on that move over to the Pacers.
No, we're good
All right.
because
The
we got a
Lakers
lot to
have
go
been,
through, and
yeah. I told you I was busy earlier. I told you I was busy. Um,
I know my
the
phone wouldn't
Lakers,
shut up.
mhm. The Lakers have been busy. Uh, Earlier in the week, they signed guard Austin Reeves to a 4-year, $185 million contract extension. Well deserved, well earned. And then a few days later, LeBron said that he was going to leave. Um, Today, in the matter of very little, they went and signed guard Colin Sexton to a 2-year, $19 million deal. Quentin Grimes to a 4-year, $60 million deal. And forward center Sandro Mamakhalashvili to a 4-year, $52 million deal. And then went and traded for Utah's center Walker Kessler for a bunch of picks and for an unprotected first in 2031 and 2023, a first round, two first round pick swaps in 2028 and 2020 and 2030. Kessler will sign a 4-year, $130 million deal in a sign and trade with Lakers. Lakers got all that money from LeBron leaving, and this is what they're doing with the money. And I actually don't mind any of the moves. I think it's all what they need and all worth it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't mind any of the moves as well. Um, the trade kind of was unexpected, but I mean, once they knew that LeBron wasn't coming back because he told them to move on, that I mean, yeah, it just gave them more room, more flexibility. And these moves that they made is just, I mean, really you can't go wrong with them. They're probably gonna need some more shooting, but right now, you know, they're looking pretty somewhat stable.
Yeah, they went out and got Walker Kessler because they don't want to deal with dominating. Um, I would trade his ass about as much as fast as I possibly could for whatever. Because I think Jackson Hayes is a much better backup than DeAndre Ayton is. Um, Sexton, he's a veteran at this point, but he's got a lot left. And Quentin Grimes and Sandra, Sandro, Mamkashvili, they do space the floor a little bit more. Um, well, Grimes had no shot really well from three this past year, so again, it's just building a team around Luca and Reeves now, and they don't have to try and build around three people. So I think that might be a little bit easier for them to do that. Phoenix re-signed center Mark Williams to a 3-year, $38 million deal, and they took away from the Lakers Luke Kennard for a 2-year, $13 million deal, which I think is actually a really good signing for them for a guy off the bench who could shoot the ball like that.
I got nothing on those.
Yeah, we're gonna try and fly through these because there is a lot to talk about. So there'll be a lot of me talking, Tony being, we're good. This is I wouldn't have given Chris Porzingis a bag of cookies to sign with me again. He somehow got a 2-year, $40 million extension with the Warriors. Um, I don't know how. I mean, I really don't. I mean, this guy, I feel more basketball at my park than he does for the NBA right now. Not so much he's injured and out. Again, I wouldn't have I would have given him at the most a year, $5 million and a bag of Lay's chips. Here you go, man. Uh, Man, I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't have hit him a lot. That's a little bit upset about that one. I just don't like it at all.
Um, I guess they're figuring since Draymond Green turned his option down, and they're not 100% sure if Draymond's going to come back. They want. I guess they wanted a big man that could help. I mean, he does help space the floor because he can shoot from in the post or outside. So, but I agree with you. I'm not sure he's worth 20 million a year.
Absolutely not. Uh, but apparently the Warriors think so. So whatever. And Golden State re-signed guard D'Anthony Melton to a 2-year, $11 million deal. And on to the Clippers, they re-signed their young forward Kobe Sanders to a 4-year, $11.2 million deal. And in a shocker, but not really leading up to it, everyone was talking about it. It was going to happen. The Clippers trade for Kawhi Leonard to Toronto for Brandon Ingram, Grady Dick, two unprotected firsts, one in 2031 and one in 2033, a 2027 first round pick swap, and a 2030 and 2033 check-ins. So Kawhi is finally out of LA, where he didn't really do much there. Injuries did play a big factor, and also James Harden. Um, I don't think he does much for Toronto, if I'm being honest with you. I think he's going to a lot of the same situation in
Pretty
Toronto.
much.
Um, I mean, Scotty Barnes is getting better by the year, which is good. Great. That's good for him. But again, I just think he's right back in the same situation that he was in with the Clippers. But I think that the Clippers knew that the team had run its course with Kawhi. Harden's gone now, Paul George is gone now. And it's like I don't know, like the team really isn't going anywhere. And I'm actually shocked that they got this much out of Kawhi. Uh, to me, it's very telling in the league that what they think about Ja, because he was traded for not much, which we'll talk about in a little bit. He was not traded for as much as I thought that he was going to be traded for. But Kawhi, with all the injury problems and his age, was traded for a lot more than even Jaylen Brown. Um, so again, this is kind of an trade because I don't really think it makes either team that much better.
Um, it makes the Raptors a little bit better for the start of the season. I think once January hit, the injuries are going to start taking over, and the Raptors are going to not see much of Kawhi Leonard because outside of Joel Embiid, I mean, he stays injured the most. I mean, between those two and Anthony Davis, I mean, they could find two more injury-prone players and start their own team.
Yeah, it's out of hand of the amount of games that he misses. Again, I'm not saying that his injuries aren't legit because I will never say that about an NBA player ever because the wear and tear on their body to keep themselves as healthy as possible for 82 games is very difficult. But he is in street calls a lot more times than he is on the floor at certain points of the season. Again, we're gonna try and kind of just run through a bunch of these. Utah re-signed center Yusuf Nurkic to a 2-year, $22 million deal. OKC, I don't really know like what they're doing. Um, they re-signed Isaiah Hartenstein to a 3-year, $25 million deal or extension. So, I mean, $25 million a year to just bear with Chet. I don't know. I think they kind of overpaid on that, but I definitely think it was just a good idea just to keep him in the building. And then they traded Isaiah Joe to Detroit for 2 second-round picks. Again, they're kind of blowing up the team a little bit, not too much, keeping some core pieces, but I don't know. They traded Aaron Wiggins about 2 weeks ago or so now to the Hawks. And then they just trade Isaiah Joe to Detroit. So I don't even know what their plan is right now. Because those guys were key, vital, important pieces to their championship run. So I don't know. I don't have much to say on that.
I don't have much either.
Okay. And here's Memphis. Guard John Morant has been traded to Portland for Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray. So now Portland, I don't know if they have a quota to hit to get point guards, but I think they have enough because now they have John Morant, Damian Lillard, Scoot Henderson, and Drew Holiday. And there's more probably on the bench that I can't think of.
I'm sure there is.
How many goddamn point guards do they need?
Well, you know they got to take into account Lillard's injury coming off of ACL. I mean, ACL, Achilles. So, they're not 100% sure with him. I mean, we also got to ask ourselves, are we sure Ja Morant is going to be able to play an entire season?
That's true. That's true. He's getting on my top tier hated list because he just gets in nothing but trouble. I think this Blazers team is going to be a little bit sneaky good. I mean, they made the playoffs last year. They just added Ja again. That's if he stays out of trouble and healthy. Lillard, if he comes back, kind of at least somewhat decently healthy. Scoot and Drew, Avdia, Donovan Klingon. I think this team's going to be decent again this year, which is a good sign for the Detroit Wizards fans. Houston's been a little bit busy. They signed guard Marcus Smart to a $13 million deal, and they signed Bojan Bogdanovic to a 1-year deal. Kind of small deals, but they could definitely help their bench out. It definitely will help their bench out to try and compete in the West with the two powerhouses.
That's another team that's heavily guard heavy.
The Rockets, yeah, I know. But that, as much as Marcus Smart annoys me when he's playing against my Heat, I think he's one of the better guards in the league for a 3-and-D. So
Yeah, he is one of the best defending guards when he's not flopping.
Who don't flop no more, Tony?
Good point.
San Antonio re-signed Harrison Barnes to a 1-year, $8 million deal, and they got Julian Zempenny back to a 3-year, $45 million deal extension. This is one of the most well-earned contracts that I've seen so far in free agency. Champagny really helped that team out, spacing the floor, getting spacing for Wembanyama, knocking down huge shots in the playoffs. So he's back in the building on a $15 million per year deal. So, yeah, again, I think this is great. And now, I don't think you have any more on. You don't have any more on that. I know we're at the point where you don't want to hear it. I hate saying it, but here we go. the Boston Celtics have signed former Knicks center Mitchell Robinson to a 3-year, $47.4 million deal.
Yeah. I'm not happy about that, but at the same time, I gotta look at it this way. He was a liability on the offensive end. Guy can't shoot free throws. So, I mean, yeah, we're going to miss his rim protecting and his rebounding. I personally would have loved them to have him back. I mean, they had players that that they re-signed that was actually taking less money, so they could free up money for Mitchell Robinson. And I mean, there only was like I believe there was like maybe like $1.5 million or $2 million difference in what the Knicks was offering and then what Robertson wanted. I just can't believe that he would go to a rivalry team of anything. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have that same reaction in a little bit when we talk about one of the moves out of Miami. Yeah, me and my friend at work were talking. He's a Knicks fan, and he was like, "As long as he don't go to goddamn Boston, I don't care where he goes, just don't go to Boston." And sure enough, yeah, he went to Boston. Um, but I think his role there will be great. Um, I think he'll fit really well there in Boston. But yeah, to go to a rival doesn't really make sense to me. So I don't know how they'll react to him back in New York.
Oh, he's gonna get booed out of the arena. I'm telling you right now,
Oh,
he's
I
gonna
know.
get booed out of the arena.
hmm Boston then signed some guards, Mike Conley to 1-year deal, and they re-signed Ron Harper Jr. to a 3-year, $9 million deal. Something small. Toronto re-signed Elijah Martin to a 2-year, $4.8 million deal. Orlando signed Nikola Vucevic to 1-year, $3.9 million deal. So they get Vucevic back, who started his career pretty much in Orlando. So they get him back when he's a lot older. Whatever, he brings a veteran leadership to that team, a very young team. And they re-signed guard Javon Carter to 1-year, $3.5 million deal.
Yeah, because I think if they would have had him last year, they wouldn't have collapsed against Detroit.
hmm I think that's what a lot of the teams are doing, is trying to get as much veteran leadership, so we don't see them absolutely just lose it in the playoffs. Um, Brooklyn's been pretty busy, fairly busy for a team that is not that great. They signed former Magic center Mo Wagner to a 2-year, $19 million deal. They signed former Cavs guard Keon Ellis to a 2-year, $18 million deal. And then they re-signed center Daron Sharp to a 2-year, $20 million, and their forward Josh Minot to a 2-year, $9 million deal. Yeah, loading up on centers because again they traded away Nick Claxton, so um, yeah, they're trying to reload back up on centers.
Well, they need to do something.
hmm Oh, your other center went to a rival.
I'm okay with that one
Ariel
though.
Ariel Hawk-Porty, a 1-year, $3.4 million deal to Philadelphia. You okay with that?
Yeah, I'm actually okay with that one for the simple fact is, I mean, they basically use him as a third center just to pick up fouls.
Mm,
So I mean, he really wasn't that big of a contributor. I mean, yeah, he did help in the finals when Cat couldn't stay out of foul trouble. But yeah, I mean, it sucks that we're down two centers, but I'm okay with him being one of them.
Yeah, but to the Sixers, like both your centers went to your rivals, um, which is a little weird and a bit funny. And then Philly signed Dean Wade to a 4 years for $39 million deal. So they bolstered their bench a little bit. But again, I don't know if that really helps in the long run. And then New York, as you were saying, you guys signed people for a discount, and that's what team ball is all about. You guys re-signed Landry Shaman to a 4 year, $24 million deal, so only $6 million a year. And then Jose Alvarado re-signs for 3 year, $14 million. I'm sure you're very happy with both of those re-signs.
Definitely Alvarado. I mean, I would have been okay if we didn't resign Shumpert and gave the money to Robinson. But either way, I'm still okay. I'm still okay with both of them because Shaman came up big in the playoffs as well for New York. So, I mean, to me, that's all that matters. Who comes up big in the playoffs? I mean, you can have a crappy season. I mean, look at Mikal Bridges, crappy all season, came up big in the playoffs.
Mhm. And again, those guys taking a pay cut. Yes, you guys lose Mitch, but you can give Jalen Brunson a bit more, uh, which is what he earned because he took a pay cut to get all these guys here. So your big plan should be getting Jalen Brunson back, which I believe he will. But
Well, yeah, I
you can at
mean,
least give him a bit more.
they're going to offer him more, but knowing how he is, he's still going to take less. Just make sure he keeps guys so we can have a championship team. Because Carl Anthony Towns already said he's doing the same thing.
Mhm. And again, I think Shamit took a lot less money because with what he did, I think he could have gotten at least 10 mil a year. So there's guys being very unselfish in your guys' building, which is very, very good. And then
Which is
this is
something
where
you
I'm a
don't
bit
see
sad.
in sports at all anymore.
No, everyone else just takes as much money as they can and leave. Um, this is where I get upset. Guard Norm Powell, which I kind of expected to happen because we don't have the cap space for it right now. Leaves for Chicago on a 2 year, $45 million deal. Wish him nothing but the best. He did really good for us this past year when Tyler Hero was out for most of it. Our offense looked amazing. He was a great defensive piece as well. Um, Again, I kind of expected it because I knew that we didn't have the cap room to do anything
Especially once you got the
substantial.
trade for Giannis, that pretty much killed the door for him right there.
Yeah, it sucks because I just knew it was going to happen, but it was like I was kind of holding out hope, like maybe he'd sign for like way less. But I'm all the players get the money. We both are, and he's one of the players in the league that definitely earned the 2 year, $45 million deal. Um, with again, he was an all star this past year, and he's been playing like one for the past couple of years. So, um, good for him. Chicago then re-signed their center Zach Collins to a 2 year, $72 million extension. Detroit's been a little bit busy. On draft night, they traded Isaiah Stewart to Memphis for 3 future second round picks. Didn't see this happening, and now they're having a hard time re-signing Jalen Duren. So they probably feel very stupid right now because they're lacking centers other than Paul Reed at the moment.
Pretty much.
But then they went out and they got one. They signed forward center John Collins to a 3 year, $51 million deal. That's a lot of money for somebody who played all right this past season. I wouldn't say he played bad. He didn't, but he didn't play good. He played all right for the Clippers. So
He
$51
played
million
about
dollars.
average.
Yeah, about numbers. And then they re-signed Kevin Herter to a 3-year, $27 million deal, so $9 million a year, and they didn't really use him this past year. I don't really know what the Pistons are doing at the moment. And then my Miami Heat, we made moves that I'm pretty happy with. We re-signed Andrew Wiggins to a 3-year, $64 million deal or extension, which saves us $9 million. He opted out of his contract and then re-signed for less. So he opted out, saved us about $9 million in cap. And then we get Tim Hardaway Jr. on pretty much a veteran minimum of 1 year, $66.5 million deal, and then we re-signed Simone Fantakio for a 1 year deal. Getting shooters in, keeping like a 3-and-D player, like Andrew Wiggins. Tim Hardaway Jr. is a great 3-point shooter. I like our moves right now, and we're not using too much cap because again, Andrew Wiggins saved about $9 million in cap room doing this move. So
Yeah, those. I will admit, I will admit those are smart moves. Wiggins' deal is the best one out of all of them. Out of all three that you signed, for the simple fact is, like you said, it saved $9 million. And I mean, a lot of people don't realize that when players opt out of their deals and resign, a lot of people are thinking they're resigning for more money, when actually they're resigning for less money because they want to help the team bring in more players to free up more cap room. So I mean, a lot of players that are doing this is, I mean, especially in this, and if you haven't noticed, it's the players that's been in the league for a while that are now doing this. It's the veterans that's doing it. Where I get younger players, hey, you're just getting into the league. You want to get as much money as you can because, I mean, you never know when you could have that one fatal injury. But again, it's good to see the veterans saying, hey, we want to make sure we, save some money so we can actually get more people and build a team.
yeah, and Andrew Wiggins has always been a great just player on the team. He's been good in Minnesota. He was good with the Warriors. He's been good with us. Just a very unselfish player on the court, and he's showing it that he's like that off the court. Like, hey, I'll take less, so we can possibly get other pieces in as well. And rumors have it, unfortunately, that piece might be LeBron James. He's willing to take a minimum contract. Uh, I don't want to talk about it much until it happens. You tag me in it in the group. I saw it. I know, and I
Yeah,
just
I just know if
I
that
don't.
happens, you're going to blow a gasket.
If he brings us a title, I don't think a gasket is blown.
I still think a gasket is blown just because you can't stand the man.
Mm, I'll let bygones be bygones. Maybe if he brings us a title or two, we'll see. Um, Atlanta re-signed center Jock Lando to a 1 year, $14 million deal. Charlotte is blowing up their team for some reason. I don't know what they're doing. We kind of saw what they were really capable of towards the end of the year, and then they won in the play-in, and but then got smacked by the Magic in the next game. But they trade LaMelo Ball and Josh Green to Minnesota for Naz Reid, a 2033 unprotected first, 3 first-round pick swaps in 2028, 2029, and 2030, and 3 second-round picks 2029, 2032, and 2033. I don't really know
Yeah,
what they're doing.
this because they made another trade as well because they got rid of Miles Bridges, sent him to Phoenix for Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal. It's like, what are you guys doing? You had a team that's was on the verge. Okay, you made the play in. Okay, yeah, you got spanked by Orlando, but you're progressing. You was progressing forward. Now you're going backwards, and none of it makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, you got good players in return. Like Allen's a good player, O'Neal's a good player. Nas Reed is the sixth man of the year, but I don't think they even combined to be as useful as LaMelo Ball. Never mind losing two of your players. Not, I don't like Miles Bridges in the slightest for what he's done off the court, but on the court, he's a damn good player. Um, so yeah, I mean, it. I don't really know, but then when they traded LaMelo, they were able to re-sign Kobe White on a 3 year, $34 million extension. So Kobe White will be their new starting point guard with the pieces that they just acquired. Um, but yeah, that's all the free agency stuff that we've got. But we have other news and stuff that has happened throughout the week. And
This one I didn't even know about,
yeah, well, it was in the middle of kind of all the free agency stuff going on.
which is probably why I missed it.
Mhm. Here's the stupid shit. Here we fucking go. Th- This is stuff we talked about, I think, earlier last year or earlier this year.
It was already
Uh,
last. It was kind of a combination of both.
yeah. Yeah, because it all happened like at the beginning of this past year because of Terry Rozier, him,
Yep.
Chauncey Billups, like it was this entire scandal. But Malik Beasley has been indicted on several charges for gambling related to sports betting schemes, such as a point shaving and prop bets. The government is coordinating a voluntarily surrender of Beasley this week. Prosecutors say Beasley lost millions during gambling during his 9 year NBA career and manipulated his own performance in games to help pay off debts. And what makes it a little bit funnier is that this was to a bunch of people, but also to a former teammate of his, Ed Davis. Um, Again, he accumulated betting losses, so Ed told him to do this, and there was two. I've seen so much on TikTok and stuff. Like this guy, he does a great job commentating it. The games where he was rigging it, he makes it so blatantly obvious.
Which is not
Like
surprising.
it, like it's so funny. Like he needed like one more rebound, and there was like 10 seconds left. Some player on the Clippers shot it, and it missed, and he sprinted for it. It almost went out of bounds, but he sprinted for it and got it, and so he got his over. Um, and then another one for the under. He was literally running away from the ball when it was going near him, so he didn't get the rebound. Um, I mean, you have to be a special kind of stupid to accumulate that much money in betting losses, but then to also ruin your career. But you could have just paid off those losses with the money that you get from your career instead of point shaving and freaking games. It is absolutely
I agree.
stupid. It's just stupid, stupid, stupid. And I mean, I ain't got much more than that because it's just, I don't know. I am just stupid. I don't know.
Dummy. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, pretty much. That was a big dummy. And this one, god damned. I mean, this was very fucking unexpected. Um, uh, Lions cornerback Teron Arnold is facing multiple felony charges after he was arrested Wednesday in Tampa in connection with a robbery and kidnapping in early February.
Dummy. Yeah.
I don't I don't really
Know what to say?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm trying to be nice.
Oh fuck that! You know we're never nice about shit like this.
Yeah, the fact that you um that you kidnap somebody for what? I'm trying to get the full story up so I can read it. So I can read literally just
Well, while you're doing that, just so people know, the Lions already released him because of these charges, which I can't say I blame them because I would want to get as far away from this as possible. Because I think I sent you that message. I think it was right after last week's podcast or the day after, wasn't it?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that was one that was, I said something. I was like, "Wow, why couldn't this happen while we were still on the air?"
All right, I have the details. Um, he is being charged with 4 counts each of kidnapping and assault that could bring life that could bring a life sentence if he is convicted. He's only 23. Oh, so the same age as me. Um, and he's been in custody since last Wednesday night when he turned himself in. Authorities accused him of orchestrating the abduction and beating of 3 men. Prosecutors believe he wrongly suspected of having stolen luxury goods and $100,000 in cash from him. The victims were abducted 3 days after cash and luxury items, including Rolex watches and Louis Vuitton bags, were reported stolen from Arnold at an Airbnb rental in the Tampa area. Prosecutors say that 6 of Arnold's associates carried out the crimes by holding, beating, and pistol whipping the victims that Arnold wasn't there at the time. None of Arnold's co-defendants had set bond for them. 2 female co-defendants have pleaded guilty and are cooperating with authorities. Their statements tie Arnold to the crimes even though he was not at the apartment, according to prosecutors. They argue that Arnold is as responsible for the crimes as his co-defendants because he told his associates that he thought he knew who had stolen from him and said he wanted to confront them, setting events in motion. The prosecutors are not even close to showing that the player knew or directed what his associates would do. Um, I don't have much more to say on that than that. I mean, prosecutors are doing their job. They're like, well, there's not a lot to tie him to the crime. But you idiot, if he told them to do it and they did it, you still get punished for it.
Yep, because that's still aspiring.
hmm So just absolute idiot. I mean, I'm sorry. I know $100,000 of stuff is a lot of money. Something I ain't got, but you're not a whole player, man. Like you don't gotta risk your career for this shit. And he did.
Yeah, that conspiring to commit crime is a bitch.
And he's an idiot. All right, I don't. I'll be honest. I've been working so much. NBA free agency's been keep busy. I do not know what this rant is about to be about, but I can't wait. So you could take it away. I got to turn my light on because it is getting dark out. So you could go ahead.
So, um, like I said, before we started the show, neither one of us are huge fans of the WNBA. But I mean, again, we're a sports podcast, and this is something that has been basically mentioned nonstop. You know, on sports shows, other podcasts. I mean, even on streaming networks, well, even on social medias like TikTok and Twitter, it's been all over this place. It's about so we had a big issue with the NBA officiating in the finals. Will you agree with me on that one?
Yes.
Okay. This officiating by the WNBA is more egregious than what it was with the NBA finals. And I'm just gonna put up a picture, and I'm gonna ask you, since when is this allowed?
I think I know what it is. Yeah.
Since when are you allowed to choke players on while they lying on the floor and have nothing happen to you? Like, this is getting really out of hand, and it's kind of sad because it's happening to Caitlin Clark and majority of the Fever players as well. And you would think that the WNBA would be doing everything possible to protect the face of the franchise, face of the company. The same way the NBA protects its faces. The same way it protected Wembanyama, Steph Curry, LeBron
LeBron.
James, Michael Jordan in the past, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. The WNBA is doing nothing to protect Kate and Clark, and she's been getting. I mean, it's almost like you're watching the female version of the Bad Boys Pistons when these teams are playing her. There was one game where Brittany Grinder literally lowered her shoulder on a screen and dropped her, and nothing was called. And the player for this action, she only got a 1 game suspension. Yep, you heard correctly. 1 game suspension. What kind of message does that send to the rest of the players? I mean, that's more like should be like at least a 5 game suspension. You cannot literally put your fist in somebody's throat. And then a lot of people was like, "Oh well, she was just trying to get up." Okay, I don't know how you get up, but if I happen to be on top of somebody, I am not putting my fist in their throat. And it's really getting out of hand. And personally, I feel, and this is why I feel this is happening, and I know this is going to ruffle some people's feathers, but you know me, I don't give a shit. The reason why I think this is happening is because majority of the owners in the WNBA are black lesbians. And Caitlin Clark is a white, straight female with a boyfriend. Because if you look at the ones that's penetrating all these fouls, with the one being at the head of the pack, leader in the pack, Brittany Griner. We all know Brittany Griner's not. She's a lesbian. We all know this. Like even Angel Reese is not even getting that type of treatment. But then again, Angel Reese is a different player because she really sucks. But yeah, I mean, you're basically as a company is telling the face of your company that we're not going to protect you, even though you're putting the fans in the stands. You're the reason why. She's the reason why the NBA is actually making money this season, and you're refusing to protect her. Now, a lot of people say, well, I mean, the NBA should step in. Okay, yes, the NBA do own part of the WNBA, but the NBA also allows the WNBA to govern themselves because they're too busy running their league. We could go back years and years and years when, and again, you know, we could say, I mean, race is actually a big part of this, and it's actually reverse racial. But when the NBA was, predominantly owned by white men, you still seen them protecting the face of the NBA's, the Magic Johnsons, the Isaiah Thomas, Michael Jordans. You know, they didn't say, "Oh, they're black. We're not going to protect them." No, they knew that that's their money. We're going to protect them. The WNBA is not doing that, and it's to me, it's kind of disgusting that they're allowing this to happen.
I've never seen what looks like a vendetta against one particular player in any league, really, than what I've seen in the past couple of years with Caitlin Clark. It hasn't been just this year. It's been ever since she started in the WNBA.
No, it's just that this year it's gotten worse and it's
Yes.
been more magnifying.
Yes. Yes. But I'm not saying this is not an isolated incident. This is a culmination of incidents, and to the point again where players are getting up off the ground and putting their fist into her throat. Now, if the roles were reversed, people would be asking for Caitlin Clark to get thrown out the league.
For a longer suspension than more than one game.
Yes. Because, like you said, it is definitely probably racially motivated. As you said, she is a straight white woman, and the league has a lot of black lesbians or black, even if they're straight, she's a white woman taking over the league. But they have to admit she's the only reason why the fucking league's making any money right now.
Exactly.
Even when she's the road team, she's bringing in people to watch her play. She's the most exciting player to watch that's in the WNBA right now. And for the league, the officials, and the players to treat her like that, it's very disrespectful, very disgusting, and again, something I've never seen in any league that I've ever watched. But the fact that this isn't just an isolated incident, that it's happened time and time again to her,
for the 3 years she's been there.
mhm, it just it really does. It feels like there's just a vendetta against her, and they're trying to injure her with about every opportunity that they can, which to me is really, really stupid. Because again, she's pretty much one of the reasons why the WBA has anybody coming to any games right now.
And like I said, I will admit I'm not a fan of the WNBA. I mean, it's not because it's they're females. It's just to me the game is boring. It's the scores are in the low 80s. I mean, it's just not enough excitement like in the men's game.
Yeah, it's not as high energy all the time.
But I mean, I've I've seen a couple of highlights where it's like, oh wow, I'll sit and watch a highlight. Okay, the Fevers are down by like 3. What's Caitlin Clark going to do about that? Because she pretty much almost have Steph Curry range.
Hmm.
So I mean, as soon as she gets across half court, she could let go. And she, like I said, it's starting to get to the point where some of the NBA players are actually coming to the game supporting the WNBA, and it's all because of Caitlin Clark. And the fact that you're allowing your star that's basically making you money get abused and punished like that. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if once her contract was up, she bolts and goes to Europe. And then what's the WNBA going to do then? Go back to having no, just constant failing.
Hmm.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
It's ridiculous, disgusting, sad to see. Again, she's the only reason why that they're making money, and they're barely scraping by right now. That's with her. Never mind if again she just says, "All right, I'm done with it. I'm not gonna keep getting fucking abused on the court." So yeah,
Let's see.
something's got to change and give up.
I'm going to check something real quick.
Yeah, I keep refreshing. Nothing new in the um in free agency.
Okay. So the WNBA average prices have surged, with the league's secondary market average combining to $173, a 43% increase over year. Overall ticket sales volume and total attendance have seen double digits percentage growth, driven highly by high demand matchups featuring star Caitlin Clark. So basically, they're almost at 50% in revenue because of her year over since she's been in the league. So this is basically for like the past 2 years, and everything is doubling because of her. And this is how you're treating her. I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah, but it's exactly what we just said. She's the reason why people are watching, tuning in on TV, going to the games, and they're gonna keep doing that to her. That they have to protect her better.
So ticket prices from last year to this year have surged 145%. So that's just crazy.
Hmm.
So that's my rant for the day.
That was definitely a very good rant.
Do we have anything else?
No, I don't. I'm gonna no. So I'm gonna keep refreshing on my Twitter. Um, but no, there's no, no, no new signings.
Yeah, my phone's kind of quiet right now too.
Hmm.
Finally. All right, so let's do the word from our partners. Warning: your energy drink might get jealous. Meet Doobie, the clean energy formula built for gamers, creators, athletes, and anyone tired of the crash that comes with ordinary energy drinks. Explosive focus, long lasting energy, no jitters, no crash, delicious flavors that hit different. Whether you're grinding through a late night gaming session, crushing your workout, or powering through your day, Doobie delivers the boost you need to stay locked in and dominate. Don't just wake up, level up. Grab your favorite flavor today and experience the energy everyone is talking about. And Doobie, let's see, do they have any specials going on? Oh, let's see. So they have their new metal bottles, and they're funny because it's earth, fire, and water bottles. Those are $29.99 each. Yeah, there's Inferna, Fire Metal, Aqua Water, and Forestina the Earth. And yes, there are half naked females on the bottles, if that would help. So if you do go to the website, make sure you put in our promo code DropZone and get 10% off your entire purchase.
Yep. Again, as I keep saying, who don't like saving money?
I love saving money.
Don't we all?
I hope so. If not, somebody got a problem. So that's it for the rest of the night. Remember, if you're on YouTube, to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell, so that way you know when we're on. Our group page on Facebook is still public, and it's been growing since we went public. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had 3 new members this week.
Yeah, it was a good week this week.
Yes, it was. So, we hope to see everybody next week. That's it for the rest of the night.
Yeah, just have a good week. Stay safe for the 4th. Stay hydrated with the heat wave if you're on the East Coast, um, because it is very, very hot outside. Just
Fuck yeah.
just stay safe with the drinking, and yeah, just stay safe and have a good 4th, everybody.